Welcome back to another episode of Bold of You to Say. In today's episode, we had a plan. We were gonna review Bill and Ted 3, Bill and Ted Face the Music. But Jared's had a very rough week. His work schedule has been just beating the shit out of him. So,
as soon as I'm going to bed in like an hour, so
yeah, he's become an old man. We're recording at 6. He's going to bed at 7. So that's what we're dealing with right now. So I just hope that you'll understand in these trying times. No matter what it takes, I will have my review of Bill and Ted Face the Music available.
I will have to
sometime
face the music at some point.
Sometime in the coming future. But yeah, I watched it already. I have opinions on it. Jared will watch it and he will have opinions. God help me.
He will not let me not have an opinion on it.
In today's episode, we just kind of worked off of what we have in our Discord server. We have a whole channel where we just dump topics.
Topics like a toxic waste dump.
Yep, it's a toxic waste dump.
The back of truck.
It's a toxic waste dump of things that I think up at 3 a.m. And then I'm like, hey, that would be a good podcast. So yeah, we pulled some topics from there. As always, there will be timestamps in the description, so you can jump around to whatever topic you want to listen to. So yeah, enjoy the show.
And remember, we will all face the music eventually.
Avatar it's had kind of a resurgency in pop culture. A lot of people are watching it since it's on Netflix now. It's getting the attention it deserves, really. I grew up with it. A lot of people grew up with it, but now the audience for it is getting, it's just expanding so much, and a lot of people are revisiting it. And I just finished watching through the whole show with Haley, and it has like the same kind of vibe as SpongeBob, where like I think Avatar: The Last Airbender raised this generation of progressives.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, because the show really tackles a lot of, I guess you could say, mature themes when it comes to like battling ideologies, and it really shows the dangers of imperialism and the dangers of nationalism, really.
Mm-hmm.
And the show really does a good job of being like an allegory for, I guess you could say it's an allegory for European colonialism. You find out in the flashback episode, Avatar Roku and Sozin are talking about, Sozin brings up like how the Fire Nation has made so many advancements in technology, and they're in an era of prosperity, and he just wants to share that with the world, which is code for I want to invade every other nation and rule everything.
It's subtle code for we are America.
It is a right-wing dog whistle. But no,
yeah.
It really parallels what we grow up hearing in schools about like manifest destiny and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about it?
I think you're right about it. A lot of it does seem to have more. It does seem to have had more of an effect when making kids how they are today. Well, adults, I guess now, because we're no longer kids. I'm 20 now. Oof. That's a disgusting thought. Yeah, no, it seems to be promoting more progressiveness.
Yeah, kind of in the same vein as SpongeBob, where so Avatar promotes a more nationalistic kind of progressivism, where you learn the dangers of imperial colonialism and stuff like that, whereas SpongeBob teaches you the dangers of extreme laissez-faire capitalism.
Okay, you lost me. What?
So,
hold on, what?
So, Mr. Krabs, the owner of the Krusty Krab, is really like the pinnacle of what used to be called a robber baron. Just, this titan of industry that, owns a big business and exploits his workers for his own enrichment.
Walt Disney.
Yeah. I mean, really, like, if you want to compare our world to Bikini Bottom, Mr. Krabs is Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. Too bad he doesn't have the same voice actor.
I mean, every time Jeff Bezos opens his mouth, all I hear is, "Hello, I like money." I can't do the voice, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Ugh. We live in such strange times.
We live in a society. Well, I watched a whole video about the topic yesterday. I think the video was called, like, How SpongeBob Radicalized a Generation. It's a great video. I'll have it linked in the description.
What the fuck?
What?
So, I have a thing of meat sticks I was eating. Right? I think I just found a bone in one.
Oh, that's... I don't even think of those as like having bones or like coming from an animal,
Yeah.
I just think of them coming from like meat gunk.
Well, now we know someone threw an entire animal in one on accident.
At least it's not like the people at McDonald's that occasionally find like whole chicken heads in their McNuggets.
You hear about the lady that found a rat in her chicken sandwich?
Yeah, I have heard of that. Yeah, that's just crazy how big companies like that can still let little things like fall through the cracks.
Well, it's because there's so many like stupid articles too. Like there was this lady that said she got herpes off of a sandwich from McDonald's.
Yeah, I believe it. I'm just surprised it wasn't like an Arby's.
Oh my god. Like, hear me out though. That just sounds ridiculous. I don't think that's true in the slightest. Because, like, that implies that someone fucked a sandwich while they were on duty, on shift.
Well, it could be that they like touched their mouth or their face or something and then touched the food.
True.
Now, if it was an Arby's, I would say they definitely fucked the sandwich.
But the thing is, though, in the story, the reason why she got herpes was because she was eating a chicken sandwich and thought she had mayo on it, but it was something else.
Oh, were they able to prove it?
No, that's the thing. She ate it. She got herpes afterwards. It was like, it had to have been from the cum sandwich I had.
So, what was it like an old lady or was it like a younger woman? I'm trying to form the picture in my head.
I think like a 30, 40 lady.
Okay. Because I was picturing like a granny just guzzling down a cum sandwich and being like, there's no problem. But now, how do you eat a whole chicken sandwich that's glazed in cum and not notice something's amiss?
I don't know. It was a hell of a story, I tell you.
So do you have another topic you want to pull from the Discord server?
I can't find any that I've done that I want to talk about right now. So I'll just pull one from my ass instead. Something I always found kind of weird. It's a little political, but it's like the guys, like the people that are like super conservatives, are also the same people that talk about being rebels and shit like that and going against the flow.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
It's so weird.
Yeah, I'm such a rebel. I'm such a rebel. I go against the grain. Also, I believe the same things that my grandparents believed.
I'm such a black sheep. I'm a rebel. I think the cops should be supported 100%.
Yeah. I have all these guns to fight against the corrupt government. I have all these guns to protect against the corrupt government, but also I believe that the police should have more funding.
How dare you step on my flag?
I believe that we can't trust anyone but ourselves to defend ourselves. Also, I think police should get more funding.
My favorite thing, though, is the idea of, like, these people are all about, like, being rebels and going against, like, the authority and shit on paper until someone actually does, and it's like, they freak out about it. It's like, you can't do that.
Hey, you know what? I think everyone should have access to police. It should be a top priority of our administration. But, I just wonder, where is the money going to come from? See, they always ask that about healthcare and education, but never about getting more police funding or more military funding.
What they should do is just, sell merch.
If you subscribe to our Patreon, we'll send you a boot to lick.
Tastes just like rubber. Tastes just like the one Granddad used to lick. That's basically what it is, and it's just so weird to me. It's like, you build up this persona of being like this, like, against the grain badass, but like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that makes me think of like the people that are like into the Confederate flag, and the
rebel flag, you mean?
The rebel flag that represents their Southern heritage and their rebellious spirit, but they also think it should be flown at the state capitol.
Yeah.
What anarchist group that actually believes in rebellion would want their flag flown at the state capitol? If you really believe in rebellion from like the state or whatever, and like having your individual equal rights, why would you want that shit represented by the state?
Because Trump's in office.
Oh yeah.
He knows what the working class wants.
Maybe it's not actually about rebellion.
Yeah. No, don't say that, though. They'll get mad at you. No, my favorite thing, though, is, like, another thing, this is even more political, but people, like, when you're talking about Trump, they're like, oh, he's such a great president. He knows exactly what the working class man wants. No, he doesn't! The man was fed on a golden spoon!
Yeah, honestly.
He's been a billionaire most of his life, and most of it's because he hasn't paid his taxes.
If most, like, he was born into all of his money, too. Like, he didn't work for any of it. If anything, his work has made him lose money. Like, remember Trump Steaks? Or Trump University?
Yeah.
These failed startups that he did, because he's not a good businessman. If he had done nothing since the day he was born, and if he had just like sat in his mansion on his ass doing nothing, then he would still be fine. To this day, he would not have had to work a day in his life with the huge amount of inheritance that he got from his father, and that inheritance was from his father.
Yeah, another thing that gets to me though is like all these veterans with like Trump pins and hats and stuff. It's like, you do realize this guy is like almost exactly like the hippies you love to complain about constantly. He's a draft dodger who was like, he just doesn't care.
Yeah, he's never had a real job.
Yeah. I just don't understand, Alex. I just don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, that just... The one thing he does have going for him is he is a people person, and he is good at talking. Not mechanically. He's not the most grammatically correct person, but he is good at riling people up.
Yeah, maybe if they're like, they don't know how words work and they're racist.
Yeah, I mean, that too, but also like the way that he won the 2016 election was by appealing to these people that lost their jobs due to NAFTA, which is what Hillary Clinton referred to as the gold standard. He was able to leverage that against her, and he was able to basically speak these people's language.
Yeah. Nowadays, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, his campaign now is pretty bad.
I'm definitely thinking about just voting Biden and swallowing that pill.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair thing to do. Like, I wouldn't begrudge someone just for voting for Biden out of sheer desperation, but I just have an issue with people that, like, advertise that they're voting for Biden. Yeah, even, like, when they still have leverage, I'm looking at you, Bernie, saying and AOC, I 100%, whoever the Democratic nominee may be, if it's Joe Biden, which it's going to be Joe Biden, because my team has no chance, and I'm openly admitting that.
Yeah, it just feels like that someone got paid off.
Yeah, honestly. Like, which of Bernie's relatives do they have locked in a basement? Honestly.
It's his persona, Bernard Sanders. They kidnapped it. They're going to release it to the wilds. Oh, that reminds me. I need to talk about that fucking artist Twitter.
Oh, okay. In a second, I just want to bring up one more thing about the Trump campaign. Go ahead. That ad that I talked to you about before we started recording.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been getting this ad on YouTube, like, way too much. Just in the last couple days, I've gotten it so many times, where it's like this woman who's it's late at night, she's going to her car, and suddenly she's being chased down by two men in ski masks, and she gets to her car and they're about to break in, and oh no, she doesn't have her gun, because Joe Biden doesn't want you to protect yourself. He's against your Second Amendment rights.
Joe Biden just wants your blood. He's a vampire.
Joe Biden, as a person, I'm sure just wants to chill in a recliner and eat tapioca pudding. I don't think he has any ideology left.
I don't think that he just honestly has any care about this kind of stuff. I feel like he's just an old man that they're using because people liked Obama.
That's exactly it. I swear, I've mentioned it before, but it's elder abuse. It really is elder abuse making him run for president. He shouldn't even be running for local office. I wouldn't trust him as, like, sheriff.
Speaking about that, did you hear about the sheriff of Benzie?
I try not to. What happened? Who is it this time?
There's a guy running for the election, and his wife, like, posted a thing saying, like, White Lives Matter and shit all over Facebook.
Oh, come on.
He is running unopposed right now. He has it in the bag.
Why are local politics so irritating?
Because, you know, we're not like other girls. I'm sorry. No.
Benzie local politics are so hard to follow.
We're not like all the people around here. So, like, we see all this bullshit. It's like, why is this the thing you decided? It just doesn't make sense to us. But to them, it's like, this is the perfect choice. It's the one that makes the most sense. I will happily staple my eyes closed.
Yeah, local
selected.
Local Benzie politics are really hard to follow because, like, no one runs on anything except for, like, vague ideas. Like the guy running for sheriff, he's running on the vague idea that, like, hey, I'm on your team, okay? You know, when it comes to, you know, it's us versus, you know, the urban people, you know, the hippity hop people. You know, yeah, I got your back. I'm on your side. And then on the other side, you got the Benzie Democrats, the most useless group ever. Because as far as I know, all that they run on is, yeah, we can make it better. Because that's what they put on their billboards. all of their billboards simply say, "We can make it better. Vote Democratic."
What are you making better? Is it the pain that just won't go away?
They're making it better. Whatever it
they're
is,
remaking
they're making
the
it better.
famous Stephen King movie.
You know what? I thought they did a pretty good job with the It reboot. Thank you very much.
Well, that's the thing, though. It's an alright reboot, but the design for Pennywise is just stupid to me. I hate the whole we have to make it more creepy thing. They're gonna make it better by making it back into Tim Curry.
It should just be actual Tim Curry.
It as he is now. Wheelchair bound, stalking kids in the sewer. It's like an X-Men episode. Watch out, it's Professor X. He'll get us good this time. Now, children, I will fry your fucking brains.
So, Jared, you wanted to talk about artist Twitter for a bit?
So, there's a lot of stuff on artist Twitter that's weird and awesome.
Yeah, we were talking about this while we were playing Fortnite, and from what you've described, artist Twitter is the craziest Twitter. That's what I have to say about it.
Right now, there's debates over pedophilia and whether or not that should be allowed. So, yeah.
And I feel like I should clarify, yes, we play Fortnite, and yes, we know it's cringy, but it's fun, and we like it.
We're also 12 years old. I lied this whole time. I'm not 20.
We've been in an iceberg for 100 years. We're still 12, and we're gonna be 12 for the foreseeable future. So that allows us to play Fortnite.
When I grow my beard, I will no longer be 12. I'll be my correct age.
So anyway, back to artist Twitter.
57. Yeah. On artist Twitter, though, there's always some weird shit going down for some reason. It's probably because artists range from people who just draw really good and are genuinely talented to horror artists who make some of the most fucked up shit to furries who somehow top the horror artists. Anyways, artist Twitter, though, for a while had this problem going on. And it wasn't just artist Twitter, it was all these different art sites and everything, ranging from the normal art sites to the more niche ones. It went from fucking DeviantArt and Etsy and shit, and then it went into Wattpad and fucking things was it Atika's Portal or whatever? The fucking hentai website.
I don't know.
And E621 and shit. It was just insane because this motherfucker, as a joke that then devolved into a genuine mental illness, had people draw pictures of busty, white, blonde, Aryan women holding on to Wonder Bread, committing acts of deforestation and shit. And it started off as just a shitty joke, but after a while, it slowly devolved into an actual fetish for the guy. He just kept getting more and more and more, and people were starting to worry about him and shit. Hey, are you feeling okay? He's yeah, I'm fine. And what he would do, because no one would want to draw that kind of shit for him, is that he would pretend that it wasn't him, and that wasn't fetish shit. And he'd be oh yeah, can you draw this? I think it would be funny and stuff. And they'd be okay, yeah, I'll do it.
Hey, what if I nutted to this as a joke?
Yeah, that kind of shit, yeah. But so that happened and stuff like that, and people caught on to it, and they're hey, what the fuck, dude? This isn't cool. And so he made fake accounts and everything to try and get more and shit like that. Well, the other day, something amazing happened. Someone on artist Twitter was given a very generous donation and a commission. The commission was of a strange picture. Now I'm going to tell you the price first before I tell you what the picture was.
Yes, please mention the price.
I'll tell you the price. I will mention the price, but I want to describe the picture. The picture is of just a character from an anime who is busty and is holding on to a thing of Wonder Bread. And it's always white Wonder Bread, never anything else. But so there's this picture of a girl with white Wonder Bread in her hand, holding a chainsaw, saying something about chopping down trees. And the guy's like, wow, this is kind of weird, but like, it's an awesome amount of money I got. This guy gave me like $3,000 to paint this. And everyone in the what is it called? The feed, the chat thing, whatever. The Twitter comments. What do you call those?
Replies?
Yeah, the replies. Everyone in the replies was like, when do we tell this guy what just happened? It's like, he had no idea that he had just made fetish material for this weird man.
Well, I thought you said before that it was 5,000.
I'm trying to remember. It was high. I don't think it was 5,000. I think it was lower. But it was a really high amount.
Well, anyway, for $3,000, I'd do it. For $3,000, yeah. I'd hold the Wonder Bread myself.
But that's the thing about artist Twitter is like, it's such a weird thing because like some people on artist Twitter are like, oh, that's a decent amount to get, and others are like, no, I would never do that for that amount. Like,
and some people way overvalue their work. For $3,000, you get a stick figure.
I'll be back in a second, Alex. I gotta do something.
All right, let's cut to commercial break. Bold of You to Say is brought to you by Wiretap Smart Speakers. Wiretap speakers not only sound great, but they can also answer questions such as, what's the weather today? Or how's traffic? Or what does my wife say when I'm not around? Use promo code BOLD and they'll give you a cut of the revenue they make from selling your deepest, darkest desires to ad companies. So, anyway, you were saying about artist Twitter? So,
speaking about like artist Twitter and stuff, there's like all these people are like fighting over like what prices should be on specific things and stuff. And one guy came in one day, it was like a couple months ago. This guy came in though with the most just bold and outrageous idea.
Bold, you say?
Yes. I assume it's a guy. It could be a girl, but they decided that they had figured out how much time how much value their time really has and stuff like that. And they decided that, also I should mention this is a furry artist too. So it just adds a little bit more salt to the good old wound. But this gal thing decided that their commissions will be 300 to like 15 grand, depending on what it is.
Well, that's maybe a bit too much.
Just a bit.
That's like what you charge for a sculpture.
Yeah, no, and it was insane too, because like there were people like defending that and stuff, and it's like I understand both sides of the argument. That guy's stance is that it's his time; it should be valued how he feels like his time should be valued. And it's like I agree. However, 15 grand for a picture of a dog guy. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'd say like, that's maybe a bit much.
It's like for what you're paying for, I don't think you should spend that much. Like, I just don't understand like half the fucking furries on this artist Twitter boards and shit.
Yeah.
It's like they just get so weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like shopping for things where there's not like a fixed price, you know? Like I don't like haggling. I don't like offering a price, and I don't like setting a price because all that stuff is just, it's such a jungle. And
it's jungle out there.
When you don't have like standard prices for stuff, then that's how you get like $3,000 for a drawing.
Yeah. I mean, having a weird Wonder Bread fetish, that's how you get $300 for a drawing.
Yeah.
I mean, 3,000. But that's the thing, though, about artist Twitter and, like, furry Twitter, too, I think. Mostly that side, though. Is that like, there's so many, like, just odd things happening constantly. Like, you go onto Twitter, and, like, I have, like, a couple of friends who are furries and shit, so I see some of their drama every so often.
No, Jared, you have pets.
Basically. my pets. But, like, Every
My
so
pets that
often
can
you see like
speak.
drama. Oh my god. They speak, but most of the time they're just moan. Speaking about cats, my cat's meowing right now. Can you hear them?
I can. That's the cat's meow, I tell you.
She's being annoying. Leave me alone, Wednesday. I'm talking about degenerates. Get over here. Where? Ow! 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 Fucking
Are you all right?
mean! She just crawled up my back. Ah! She slid down my back. Fucking cunt! Ow! Get out of my room. Hold on, I need to open the door. Maybe that's why you're meowing. You want to leave? Please say yes. Okay, she's leaving. I'm safe. But I just heard her meow and I closed the door. That cat gets annoying. It's not even my cat. My cat's Carl. That's my sister's cat. That cat's staying with us because my sister can't have cats. But as I was saying though about my other pets, I follow them on Twitter, so every so often I see the stuff they retweet or comment on, or like the things that they follow too, which is also annoying about Twitter. I don't want to see the things my friends follow.
Yeah.
Half the time it's porn. But the other day, apparently there's like a whole debate going on in like artist furry Twitter shit, where they're debating on like where to draw the line with the whole animal thing. And there's a lot of opinions on that. No, I mean like how much can a furry be an animal before it just turns into dog fucking? And it's like, why is this a debate? Why is this like a very opinionated debate with different ideas on it from all different perspectives? It's like, I feel like the line should be drawn when there's an animal there.
Yeah,
don't have sex with an animal.
If there's like an animal involved in any capacity,
look,
whether it's a human animal hybrid or if it's just a
maybe
dog,
don't fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. If it's a wolf spirited human dog hybrid, then
still don't fuck it.
It is itself a sin. That thing comes from sin.
Fucking cat girls, those are also horrific. There's a Twitter account I follow,
like
which I love.
Cat girl characters and like cat girls at school.
Yes.
There's always the one girl in the back of the classroom that just meows the whole class.
No, there's a Twitter I follow though. I love it. It's called Cats with Human Ears, and the account is every time you make a cat girl, one of me is created.
Oh god! All right, I'm looking that up.
So cursed.
All right, what was it? Cats with human ears.
Yeah, cats with human ears. Now, keep in mind, though, this is an older account. I don't know if it's still standing. It's been a while. They did have a great purge on Twitter recently, but they got rid of a lot of accounts.
It just looks like a mouse.
It's there.
I'm following
it. You found it. Do it. I gotta follow it on my new account, my God King account. I've had like 7 different Twitters, Alex. It's not even funny.
Oh, it looks like they just retweet stuff now.
Oh, no! Damn it. They used to post like every day a Photoshop picture of like a fucked up cat. It's like that Jeff Bezos account I love.
Oh yeah, it has Jeff Bezos ended world hunger.
And it's always, no, he hasn't. Jeff Bezos has decided not to end world hunger today.
How do I see just what someone tweets and not what they retweet? I hate retweeting.
Media. Go to media and it will show you the pictures.
All right.
It won't show them the comments, but it will show you the pictures. But like, fucking, I don't know. It's just like the whole debate's going on though. It's like, why is there even a debate? I feel like, if it's no longer a person, don't fuck it. Like, I'm not saying we shouldn't clap alien cheeks. That's entirely different. I'm just saying, if it walks
that's
on
an
all
open
fours
debate.
and it doesn't speak English, maybe don't fuck it.
Yeah, it's an open debate still about whether fucking an alien counts as bestiality.
I'd say it doesn't. It's another, like, as long as it's not like like an animal alien. Like if it's like a
it's got to be
alien.
at least as intelligent as a human.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's
got to
the
be able
thing,
to
though.
like
That's where these
speak and
fuckers
stuff.
are coming in.
It's got to have
That's
culture.
where these guys are coming in with their debate, though. Here's the thing. One of these people is this guy named Rags, who apparently does political YouTube videos.
I've seen that.
And you've seen it?
I've seen that. I've seen his videos. They're pretty good, from what I remember.
Well, you're gonna hate this. The guy is a total dog fucker.
Oh,
His little profile picture, this avatar, he's had people do porn of it, and it's not like a person dog, it's an actual dog, and it's
I don't
horrifying.
like that. I don't like that. You don't get to have an opinion if that's what you're into.
He doesn't even do it as a joke either.
All of his videos should be taken down. All of his videos should be taken down because you do not get an opinion if that's what you like.
I agree.
All right, so I scrolled back far enough. So if you go back to early April 2019, that's when you get into the cat photoshops. So there's a cat with human eyes, a cat with human ears, cartoon cat with human ears, cat with human ears, cat with human ears. Yep, I'm starting to get into them. Pidgey with human ears.
Oh, that's something else. What was that for? I don't remember. It's been a while. Last time I saw that account was back in 2018, so... But, yeah, no, it's just... Why? But, like, no, back to what I was saying, though, this guy, though, was, like, making the argument, it's like, yeah, it's an intelligent thing at that point, you should be able to fuck it. It's like, no! That is... I don't think that makes it okay. Because that same argument can be used for lollies. And I still don't think those are okay either.
Yeah, like...
Even if it's 1,000 years old, it's still a child!
Look,
even if it's sentient, that's still a dog.
But look, like furry porn, like shit like that. If it's a dog like hybrid whatever thing, if it's basically a dog that you've made like hyper intelligent, so it's like on a human level mentally, it's a dog. You're fucking a dog.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a fantasy element to that. There's like when you have that kind of thing
between being sexually attracted to mascots and being an absolute degenerate.
Like, okay, so when you draw or enjoy that kind of porn where it's like a dog, and it's like a human. But no, like there's a fantasy element to that. You clearly want to fuck something involved in that. In any kind of porn that you watch, you want to fuck something involved in the making of it. If it's straight porn and you're a guy watching it and you're a straight guy, you want to fuck the woman. If you're someone watching gay porn, you want to fuck the dudes in the video. If you're looking at a drawing of an intelligent animal getting fucked, okay, you're not trying to fuck the intelligence of it. You're trying to fuck the animal.
I fucked the word bubbles. I'm sexually attracted to comic word bubbles. Every time I see them, it just, it doesn't matter what's saying it. You fucked the words right out of my mouth. But it's like I just don't understand people. Like, I remember back in the day when shit was like relatively normal. And like now it's just everything is wrong. Everything is so wrong, Alex. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. If you ask someone if they would fuck a dog and they say yes, just stab them. I belong to an Indian tribe. It's an ancient tribe. They're called the Stabahos. You should follow their anti-peace sentiments. But no, it's like what the? It's just at some point you gotta ask yourself: am what I'm looking at, is it okay?
Yeah, I don't think enough people are asking themselves that question.
It's true. They are. Oh no! God damn it! Ryan's gonna get pissed at me. Not
What?
our Ryan, other Ryan. I'm on Minecraft right now, and an Enderman just stole one of Ryan's blocks. Now his house is flooding. I'm
well,
not gonna
it be
deal
what it
with
be.
it.
Yeah,
It be what
that's
it
not
is.
your problem.
It's not my property. Mine's got a wall around it.
Hippity hoppity, not my property.
Hippity hoppity, give me all your property. Monopoly. Ah. Monopoly, but it's
Monopoly,
Passover.
you mean Apple?
Free Fortnite 2020.
The Game Theorist did a video about it, and they basically said what we talked about, how Epic is trying to make their own app store. They stole our content.
We have to sue them.
This very well-researched YouTube series has stolen content from us, a podcast with no research and no listeners.
Well, yeah. We are their research. Prove.
We gotta make a YouTube video exposing the Game Theorists.
No. Please
Why
don't.
I no longer
Not
write for the Game Theorists.
I'm freaking out, Alex. There's a creeper outside my house. Oh man! Oh, there's two of them. Why are there so many of them?
You know a way.
Fucking dildos.
You know a great way to not get blown up by those creepers?
How?
Close the game.
But that's the thing, Alex.
If you don't want to be cyberbullied, just turn off the computer.
Remember the bully hunters?
No, refresh my memory.
So what bully hunters was a group of I think they were BuzzFeed writers. I'm trying to remember exactly, but it's hard because this was a while ago. But what happened in it was this group of writers were like, we're gonna try and help stop toxicity in gaming and stuff. So we have a team. We're gonna hunt down some bullies, and the whole
okay. Now I'm starting to remember.
Yep.
Was this led by Anita Sarkeesian?
I think so. It might have been. It seems like something she'd have.
Yeah, God, I remember when she was in the news constantly. She was so annoying.
Oh, yeah. I wonder how she feels right now while she's beating the dead horse of a dead man who died of cancer. God, what a horrible person.
Is she going after...
The guy that started...
Who's she going after?
Total Biscuit still. Hey, she's always going after Total Biscuits. Like, oh, this guy is such an asshole. It's like, the guy died of cancer. Just leave him alone. Yeah, he probably had some controversial opinions and all, but, fucker died of cancer. I feel like that should, don't be a shithead.
Man died of cancer. You got your revenge. Game over.
Basically.
So this is kind of an old topic, but speaking of big channels stealing stuff from smaller stuff, you've heard of Butch Hartman, right?
Oh yeah, the other one.
So Butch Hartman used to be he was pretty big at one point. So anyway,
he was big, but he was big because he cracked that whip.
So backing up, Butch Hartman, for the listeners that don't know, he
made Fairly Odd Parents.
He basically wrote all of our childhoods, unless you were the weird kid that didn't have cable. In that case, you had Cyber Chase,
Invader Zim.
So anyway, Butch Hartman wrote Fairly Odd Parents. He created that show along with Danny Phantom. Bit later, he made Tough Puppy, which was at the tail end of my childhood, so I didn't really watch that a lot. But he wrote and created a lot of shows for Nickelodeon. Then he ended up leaving just because he moved on. And he had I don't know, he probably still uploads, but he has a YouTube channel that I used to watch a lot before I knew how bad he really was. and he did a lot of like drawing characters from X show in the style of Y show. And it was pretty cool. I liked it. He had like a wholesome vibe. And then he started a Kickstarter to make his own streaming service called Oaxis. And like every commentary YouTuber has done a video about this, so just look it up. And if you look at the video that he had on the Kickstarter page, it felt like an infomercial for a cult. It felt like a pyramid scheme.
Basically, you pay $100 for Christian cartoons.
It's $100. So is that $100 for a year?
I want to say yes, but it's Butch Hartman, so
yeah, you never know.
Not.
But
it's $100 a day.
Anyway, yeah, everyone's covered the whole Oaxis controversy, which I wouldn't call it a controversy. I'd call it no one liked it. That's what I would say about it. But
yeah.
Anyway, I think this gets talked about a bit less, where he has like ripped off small artists before.
Oh yeah, he's one of those exposure types.
Yeah, this happened with a guy on YouTube, an artist on YouTube that I like. I'm gonna look up his name really quick just so I don't mess it up.
LS Mark.
Okay, so it's Kuro the artist. His channel is called The Ink Tank. He does a lot of Ben 10 content. He does a webcomic. It's a crossover between Danny Phantom and Ben 10. It takes place later in the future, so they're a bit older. But anyway, he's done some videos. He's done some videos explaining how Butch Hartman and his company made deals with him where he would do some animation. He'd do like a little snippet of animation for a show that Butch Hartman is doing. And then when it comes to getting paid, it's yeah, no, you didn't do this tiny stipulation in the contract. So we're not paying you. And just stuff like that, where it's Butch Hartman is obviously in the wrong. And he's just doing all kinds of unethical stuff.
Nancy, I can't tell if this is more or less scummy than Shacktoon.
Then what?
Oh, you're not familiar with Shacktoons?
No.
What Shacktoons was a similar idea where Shaq wanted artists to make animations for him, and he'd pay them in the extremely premium currency called exposure.
Oh, exposure.
What you use to pay your bills.
Yeah, I heard that I've heard that DTE is starting to take exposure as a valid currency for heating.
At this point, exposure has more value than the American dollar.
If you believe what
economically speaking,
if you believe the people that advocate for Bitcoin, yeah, exposure might as well be more valuable than the US dollar.
Yeah. No currency, except for anything that wasn't made in the United States, has value to it.
All currency is just pretend. We all just agree that it has value. But so you were
in other countries,
Shacktoons. This was Shaq,
up the thing.
Shaquille O'Neal doing this. What was Shaquille O'Neal doing in animation?
He wanted people to do cool animations of him, and then he'd steal them.
So is this for a cartoon, or is it just a YouTube channel?
I think it was an actual show. It just never got off because no one wanted to do it. Because, artists, they want money. They're like everyone else who has a job. Work isn't free.
Yeah, anyone that's in an art field knows that people will rip you off however they can.
Oh yeah, there's a guy on this was a while ago. I saw this happen to a guy over on Google Plus, believe it or not. I used to be an avid Google Pluser.
Me
But a
too.
guy got he got a commission from someone, and they just never gave him the money. Like he gave them the picture and everything, and they just never PayPal'd the funds over, and then they blocked him. So they just had him
That's
make up this
scummy.
like extremely like hard work in what's the word I'm looking for? It's like it was a good picture, the detail and shit.
Yeah.
But it's like they had him work on this picture, and it took him like a month to do, and he delivered it on time and everything, and they just never paid him. I think to this
Oh,
day he's still looking for that guy.
that's terrible.
Yeah,
Even being I guess you could say like an amateur filmmaker. I'm film student. I guess you could say. Even being a film student, I've had times where, like, for example, there was a I forget what group it was, but they were coming to my school. I was still in high school at the time, and they were coming to the school to do like career day stuff, and they wanted someone to record some of it. And they talked to the principal and they referred them to me, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to volunteer to record this for us?
volunteer.
We heard that you do videos. Would you like to volunteer to do video stuff for us?" And it's like, I don't know what goes through these people's minds, where I guess they just assume that anyone going into like an artistic career, basically like following their passion, they just want so bad to work for you for free. They just want to draw or animate or film or edit. They're dying to do it, and they just really want to volunteer to do it for someone, for exposure or practice, or just because they like the craft. Like, liking the craft doesn't mean that your work is free. And that annoys me so much.
It's insane. Like, I know I'm not the best of artists and shit.
I think you're
like,
pretty good for what you do. I like your Burt drawings.
I make nightmares. That's what I do.
Nightmare fuel stuff, like Waluigi, but he's like all contorted.
And the thing about the way I draw things is that I know I don't do good stuff, so I just work with the weird shapes I make, and so far it has a nice comedic tone to it.
I like
but it's also kind of creepy, and I think it's working all right. I've been trying to do more detail stuff, like getting used to human shapes, and that's hard, since all my shit is like really weird blobby things. It's like I'm trying to do robots more and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's working out all right. For the most part, I think I excel more with like the weird alien shapes, like just making weird alien stuff, like the mushroom guys and shit.
Yeah. So, being an amateur artist, how would you like to work for a stranger for free?
Yeah, that's the thing. Even if I'm like really shitty at drawing, I still would never work for someone for free. I'd give my friends drawings, but like if someone's like, "Hey, can you draw me a picture?" I'd ask them for at least $5.
Yeah,
that's my time. I earn my paper.
Especially if it's like
for that.
Especially if it's for like a group. If it's like a group or a business trying to solicit your labor, you can't do it for free. That's just not how capitalism works.
Yeah. It's just scummy all around what people do.
Yeah, you never go to like a carpenter like, "Hey, I heard you like woodworking. How would you like to build a dining room table for me for free because you love the craft?"
Actually, you say that now. I think a famous person at one point did do that.
What, a famous person asked for a carpenter to do that, or a carpenter like did it?
No, like a celebrity came up to a carpenter and was like, "Hey, can you build me a chair? It's for exposure."
Oh, I bet it was like a D-lister too.
Yeah, I think it was like an actual like almost washed up celebrity, like someone who was an A-star, an A-lister for a while. I just don't remember who it was though. I want to look that up again at some point because I want to see if that was true. But no, it's just I don't understand why people are just like so stupid about other people's arts and crafts. Like an argument I see a lot from people who complain about artist prices is like, why are they having it so high when I can do that? It's like, if you can do that, why are you looking for people to draw stuff for you?
Yeah, it always comes from people that can't draw. Like
Yeah,
if you can do it yourself. But if you can't and you need to solicit someone's labor, then pay their fee.
yeah. Even if it is $300 for a Twitter pic.
Yeah, honestly, if it had no value, you wouldn't be asking for it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, people... I talk a lot of shit about artist Twitter being a weird place, but, like, you know, if this is the shit they deal with, maybe they have a few screws loose for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, maybe those people that ask for $3,000 for a Twitter banner, maybe those are just the ones that are, you know, strong-willed enough to survive in that economy and that climate.
Speaking about that guy, though, the guy that wants people to pay him like $300 for a pixel icon, apparently people actually do that. He gets commissions all the time. But, like, you know, I kind of understand why they're a little insane.
Yeah.
I would be too if someone tried to pay me an exposure.
Yeah, honestly, that should be, like, criminal.
Yeah. I mean, technically it's theft, so as long as you copyright the image.
Well, I mean, the way that copyright works, you don't have to, like, register it at, like, a patent office or anything. If you make a piece of art, whether it's a video or a drawing or whatever, by default, it's copyrighted. It's just up to you to enforce it.
Oh. Well, shit, yeah, I want to sue a bunch of people then.
Yeah, so the way it works is if someone tries to profit off of, and this is just what I know from the little bit of research that I've done. But if you make a piece of art and someone tries to profit off of it, that's illegal. And but basically, it is up to you to enforce that. It's up to you to, you know, ask them to take it down, and if they don't, then you gotta, like, report it to, you know, whatever the proper channels are.
Doesn't Butch Hartman trace other people's art that he doesn't ask for?
I vaguely remember hearing about that happening.
I wonder if we can notify those people and have them sue him.
I don't know. I mean, anyone that's dealing with this knows how copyright works, so, you know, it's up to them to handle it. I mean, at least I would hope that they know how copyright works. A lot of people seem to show a severe lack of understanding of how that system works.
Yeah.
Do you know the YouTuber Tom Scott?
Tom Scott or Tom Scott?
Tom Scott.
I don't know anyone named Tom Scott, I'm afraid.
So he has a YouTube channel. He does a lot of, like, educational content, kind of in the same vein as, like, Vsauce.
Hey, Vsauce, cunt here.
So he does a lot of like electronic centered videos about, like, computers and stuff, but, you know, also about, like, you know, fun history facts. And, you know, a lot of his videos are, you know, nice and digestible, but he does also do a lot of longer form stuff. He did a video about copyright law and how a lot of people don't really get it. And I'll have that linked in the description, but he basically explains how YouTube's copyright system works. That's what he delves into specifically. And yeah, he talks about how, like, people will use clips from, like, movies and stuff in their videos without explaining or without understanding what fair use is. Like, they claim that their video falls under fair use. Like, they put a disclaimer at the beginning, like, I don't own any of the clips used. This is fair use. But that doesn't automatically protect you.
Yeah, no, with copyright and fair use, it has to change the message behind, like, the meaning behind the original piece of art and all this other stuff. Like, channels, like reaction channels like Jinx, for example, that's not fair use. They're just re-uploading an entire thing and staring at it for an hour. And then, like, every 5 minutes say something over it so it doesn't get picked up by the algorithm bots.
See, actually, if you do a reaction channel properly, it can be fair use. But
yeah, because like there are examples of reaction channels that actually work, and it's like it's those ones where it's like the best of compilations, basically, where they'll show you bits and pieces and then them reacting to it and stuff, or like them like breaking down something and talking over and showing like scene for scene, but it's like slow down or just screenshot images of it or something like that.
Or like the YouTube channel Pretty Much It, where they do movie commentary tracks and then they also release clips from those on YouTube. And they use the movie footage, but the way that it works is if you can play a snippet of a song or a movie or something like that. You can play it in your video as long as you are commenting on or reviewing that specific clip. Now, if you play like a whole movie and you're like, hey, I liked scene 6, that doesn't count. But if you play like a hook on a song and you basically review it, if you say like this worked, this didn't, that falls under fair use. But people don't understand that. People don't understand that distinction.
Oh yeah, no, people are just fucking stupid. They'll be like, this is fair use because I said so. I put the company in the description.
Yeah.
It's like the videos I made during film class all have been copywritten. And it's because I use music that I don't have the rights to, and I understand why they're copyright. I don't, even though I put a disclaimer in there, it's like, yeah, I know this is going to get copyright. I'm not surprised. Because there's nothing about it that changes the message of the music or anything like that. It's just a kid's shitty music video.
Yeah.
And to be honest, that's most film projects. I'm not wrong. Most
Honestly,
of them
kinda.
Music videos. The ones where you are given like independent freedom to do whatever you want and there's no deadline usually are the ones where actually you do something cool. But
if you're the right kind of person, true.
In
our second year, my class in our second year, we got a lot of freedom to do stuff, but honestly, most of us didn't like take advantage of it. We didn't really take the initiative to make a lot of independent projects. But I mean, I guess we were the kind of group of we're a group of the kind of people that work well within this is your project, these are the parameters, and you can work within the space. But I mean, it is overwhelming if you don't have an idea of what you want to do and your instructor just says make a video, it can be whatever you want. It's like, well, what do I do?
Well, of course, you're supposed to make a video. I don't see what the problem is, Alex. Produce media for him to grade. Where's the media, Alex?
But yeah, I always did better when there was criteria.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're getting a grade or something, that's usually better. With me, it's just fucking around. I usually have more fun. When I'm having more fun, I actually start to do things I enjoy. And
yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing that got to me about the class is so much of it was stuff I just didn't really enjoy, to be honest. I did like the class, and I liked hanging out with people and stuff. But it's just,
Yeah, I don't know. I think
I'm one of those people that just don't like having all this regulations and shit just thrown on me and stuff. It's like, oh, you have to do all of this and all this shit. It's like, I just wanted to have fun. I just want to grill.
I think my issue is that I just enjoy talking about media and stuff more than making it.
Yeah, I get that too. And to be honest, there's nothing wrong with that. You can still have a steady career just by doing that, too. I mean, reaction channels exist.
Oh, don't remind me. God, I hate reaction channels so much, and I'm glad that they seem to be not as big as they used to be.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Bold of You to Say. As always, be sure to like and subscribe and comment and give us a review. Send us your firstborn child. Whatever you can. Every little contribution helps. There's a link in the description at the very bottom to support the show. You don't have to. You won't get anything out of it. I will, though. Yeah, Jared will get something out of it.
I always get something out of it.
Yeah, like and subscribe. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, you can leave us a review in-app. If you're watching on YouTube, you can leave a comment with what you'd like us to cover next. And our social media will be linked in the description, so you can follow us there. If you've ever wondered what someone like Jared would tweet, that's where you'll find out.
Oh God, no. The thing is, I barely use my Twitter. I go on it every so often. I say something, and then I like a bunch of shit, retweet the memes.
Yeah, so if you want to see what Jared retweets, check out the link in the description.
I'll link my super secret Twitter. No, that's a lie. I'd never subject someone to that amount of horrible, toxic shit.
And I'll link my TikTok in the description. I promise I'll make more videos.
Or else.
Make me famous. Make me famous, internet. And with that, this has been Bold of You to Say. I have been your host, Alex Myers. Jared, who have you been?
I've also been your host. Oh my God, I was saying it. I've also been your host, Jared Not Myers.
Someday. Hey, kitten, I've made this private chat for us. You've been real naughty.
Fuck.
Alright, I'm gonna hit stop record before I say more embarrassing things.
Do it.